Hi, I'm Sue Boo bringing crafting to you, and today we're going to make a fancy gift card holder. So we're going to start off with a piece of DSP that measures 5 and 7/8 by 12 inches. Why I've done it by 5 and 7/8 is that it will fit in a standard then envelope. Right, we're going to score it on the 12-inch side. We're going to score it, and actually I think I'm going to score it on this side. I'm going to score it at 2 and 4. 2 and 4. And just so you don't have to remember too many measurements, spin it round and score it exactly the same at 2 and then 4. Okay. Now we're going to mark this at 2 and a half. No, excuse me, 2.5 inches. So I'm going to put a little mark, and that's why I changed it over, so I could actually see where my marks are. So again, I'm going to do 2.5, and I'm going to do it at the bottom because I want to keep it the same. And I often do this. If I use my tractor scoring, then place it on the 2.5. I've used my track to score it in, and without trying to move it, I'm going to score it again at the bottom using my track, and then I know that I got it in the same place. So I've scored it at the top in my track at 2.5 and the bottom at 2.5. And we're going to put it back, and we're going to just angle it so that the first score line is going to be in your track. Let's see if I can give you as close as I can. So it's going to be in your track central, and you want to move your mark so that that is central in the line. Now I'm going to have to move it down. Hopefully you can see this. So my mark's in the center, and the first score line is in the center, and move my scoreboard blade out of the way, and then I'm just going to cut that like that. Now don't discard that, we'll want that in a minute. And then I'm going to do exactly the same. So I'm going to get my score mark in my track. I'm going to get my mark that I've done in the center track. So just make sure you've got those the center best you can. Then I'm just going to use my blade, and off it comes, and I'm going to save that as well. Right, so I'm just going to use my bone folder. Now I'm going to put it the pattern way now, and I'm just going to fold in this on the second score line. I'm going to fold in and score that down, and then the first score line I'm folding back on itself like that, and I'm going to do the same. Open that up, I'm going to fold in the second fold line, and then I'm going to fold back on the second. Now I've got some burrs, so I'm just going to go over there and just get rid of them. See if there's any. Just smooth it down with my bone folder so it's like that. Okay, now I'm going to bring these pieces back in, and I'm going to put them so that they match the paper. So I'm not using that side, I'm using this side. So I'm actually swapping. So the one I cut off this side has now come onto here. So I'm going to glue that on. Now, if you have got directional paper, just be careful when doing this that you get your flowers or whatever you've got as your pattern facing the right direction. So that would just be the important thing there. Okay, this is a great way of using all this DSP that we keep accumulating. So that's going to go on there, and then this one is going to go on the other side like that. Make sure that the edges line up. So you want it to line up with the side, want it to line up with the bottom. Just check on the other side that it's not overhanging. That's fine. Okay, now I've got the same DSP, and this is the same length, so the same length here, which is 5 7/8 by 7 15/16. You can put it into the 8 and then just bring it back once. So show you put it in at the 8 and then just bring it back that one mark, and then you're going to score it at just under 4 inches. So you could just fold it in half, just drag it away. In fact, let's have a look. Let me put that in that way as I scored it that way. Let's have a look. It's 10.1. So it's, if you go to the centimeters, I think it's 10.1. Let's just check. Yeah, it's about 10.1. Or you can just fold it in half, or you can put it on the foot and just take it that just fraction back and score down to make it in half. And we've done that because it needs to be slightly under 4 inches to work to go between your two score lines. So make sure, like me, if you're using the same DSP, or you could use coordinating, I could have used it that way out. I'm choosing to use it this way out, so it's got all this lovely pattern facing us. Make sure that you've got it the same way. So if I did it that way, the DSPs would not be facing the same way. So make sure you've got it the same way. So I have, and I'm going to I'm just going to go and make sure it's nice and neat on all my edges. I need to replace my blade really. Let's see, yeah, I've got that facing up there, I've got that facing up there, so I'm going to just glue this down. There we go. That's it. So just make sure that it's level with top and bottom, and that it's not encroaching on any of the score lines. If you do that, it shouldn't interfere with it, which mine doesn't. Okay, I'm going to open that back up, and then I've got a piece of it coordinates with it, and this measures 2 inches by just under 4. So I've taken it just under the 4 again, can you see? So I've taken it just under that 4 so that it's exactly the same. Or before you actually glue this piece down, if you glue this piece in first, then you can chop off if you've not quite got it short enough there. Now all you'll need to do is just put glue down the side and down the bottom and up the other side, because this is going to be our little pocket. So I'm going to put that in place and make sure it's level with the bottom, just bringing that down and going across. Now, what I like to do, so you can choose any of your dies that will cut, or you could use the punch, anything that will tuck in. Now I'll tell you the size of this which is approximately 2 3/8 by 3 3/8 roughly. So you just need something so that you can write a message on there to the recipient of the gift card and tuck your gift card in first, but have that showing. So they've got that there, so you could print verse on there, you could write any sentiments, write whatever you want on there. What I've actually done is I have done this as an anniversary present. So I got a Tovey's Carvery gift card, and on here I put one babysitting token to look after my grandchildren while the parents go and have a nice meal out. So it's an anniversary present. So it's great for an anniversary present. So we're going to close that up. Now, I've cut this out and this. These are the fitting florets, and when you cut it, it detaches like that. Now, the background, you can see the background of this, it was nearly the same as that, and I didn't want it to be like that. So all I've got is my garden green, and I've gone over the top to colour it because I wanted it to stand out on the front here. And that is exactly what I've done. I've swirled it round, gone over and over it. And our paper is that good quality, doesn't even come through. So it's brilliant. So it's identical DSP to what I'm using. It's very good RDSP. It doesn't even ball. I really wet that with ink, doesn't even ball. So we're going to stick this down. So I'm going to stick the frame down first. And as you can see, it didn't come through on the back of here. Yeah, I really wet it through, and that was quite a shock that it didn't sink through. But then I do know our DSP is exceptionally good quality. So if you're new to my channel, I use Stampin' Up. DSP and card. Well, all my things are Stampin' Up virtually. Right, so I'm just going to try and centralise that, and then I'm going to do this in the middle. So this was garden green that I've done it, and you can see that even though there was colour on it, it's taken it down to the garden green without any problem at all. So make sure that goes back in its place. There we go. And you can just faintly see the outline of the flowers, but obviously can't see the colour that it was. Have I got? No, I've not got that there. Right, now ahead of time, I've showed you this before. I've made a flower arrangement, and I decided that, I don't know whether, yeah, I think I will still go for it, to make some of our layering leaves to go with it. And then I've got a little something, because when you open that up, of course, you see the gift card. So I'm going to stick this down. So I think I'm going to use, or I'm going to stick it on. No, I think I'll stick it on with just my glue. So I'll stick that down and risk it. Stick it down with my glue. My glue is strong. Going to stick that down. I think I might have it like that. Okay, so there. And then I'm going to have some of these coming out of it. I'm just going to stick some glue and just pop them in there randomly. I'm just going to make sure I don't go over the side of there. So I stamped these from the Layering Leaves. Beautiful set, the Layering Leaves. It's in the current catalogue, and you can get the punch. You might be able to get it as a set now. I'm not sure. Might be a set. I bought the punch first, and then was absolutely thrilled when I saw that they had brought a stamp set. It happens to be Rachel Tessamann's $1 Million stamp set, and it's got some lovely sentiments on it as well. And it fills in the leaves, so you print the leaves and then fill them in. I might have that coming down again. I've got to be careful that I don't go over the side like that, and I can afford to put the little something up on dimensionals, and I've offset that to one side. You always two sides to your card. Look, I made a mess of something, but I've used it for this now. Gonna stick it nearer the top. Let's see if I can stick my sprig now. I want something to balance that top bit. Might have to squash that in slightly and just do that in there, just coming off the side there. There we go. And let's see, and I've got a little butterfly. I decided to pull in the pink, so got a little butterfly. Get lots of little butterflies, different sets. Just gonna round it slightly, and I'll stick that there. So stick that on there, and then I think I'll put some pills on there to do down the back of the butterfly. I like to do that. Okay, so let's stick on below. So with my butterfly, I used Blushing Bride, which is no longer available, but it's because Blushing Bride's this pink in my paper. So of course our papers and our card and everything match. Actually, I don't need that. I'm going to put one there. Okay, right. So I used the Blushing Bride, and I didn't do a stamp and then stamp straight onto the butterfly. I did second generation to get that. So what I mean by second generation, let's see if I've got a stamp. I've got a stamp set near me. So I'll just peel this off and just roughly show you what this is. Yes, I've got a block here. So when we're talking about second generation, it's where you just pat in your stamp it, and then stamp it again. So let me do that again. So you would stamp it, that's the first generation, and then stamp it again, and that gives you the second generation. So it just makes it that little bit lighter. So if I put this, I don't know whether you're going to be able to see. I'll try and fold it in a bit. If you look at this flower here, if I put that against it, you can see that that's much deeper. So if I actually bring in the second generation, you can see that that's the colour. So that's how it is with matching, because this obviously is second generation. when they've done that. Okay, so the idea is that this card sorry, can stand up, and that shows that. So we're now going to do a belly band, and I'm just going to warm my paper up. Now, it was just a strip that I got left, and it's 1 3/8. So it's 1 3/8, could do 1 1/2, and I'm just going to put this and wrap it round so it's at the front. Now, what I like to do is I like to put it exactly, and I'm going to cut some off actually. This will be a 12-inch strip, I bet. Yeah, so I don't need it as big as 12 inches, so I'm going to cut some off. So I'll just put a little bit there. So I'm going to cut that off, and then I'll tell you approximately how long it is. Probably cut about 1 1/2 inches off maybe there. Let's have a look. Shows my ruler. No, cut 2 inches off. It's now 10 inches. So my strip is 10 inches by approximately 1 1/2 really, or just under 1 3/8. So I'm just going to put, so I'm not going to crease it at the moment. I'm just going to put some glue on this side, and then put some glue on that edge, and just put a bit there and stuck it down. I don't want it too tight because you want to be able to get this band on and off. So you want to be able to do this with your band. So I'm just going to bring that off, and I'm just going to make sure that those two are fine. And if I've got any glue coming out the other side, just get rid of that because I don't want it sticking all the way down. Okay, so there. Now, what I've got is a piece of card, and it measures 3 inches by 2 1/2. And what I thought I'd do is, and you could have done this with the one inside. You could do exactly what I'm now doing for the one inside. So I've got this lovely trio punch that we do, and I'm just going to put this in, and it gives it a nice decorative edge. So I've put it in that way. So I now need to turn it over to do the other side. Then I'm going to turn it over that way to do that side, and then I'm going to turn it that way to do that side. And if I've done it right, which I have, gives you this nice decorative edge all the way round. I'm just going to go in because I forgot to smooth it before I did any of that, and that makes a lovely decorative piece then. So a lovely tag, and I'm going to stick this on here. So this is going to go on here. So I'm going to pop my belly band on, make sure I've got rid of all my stickiness. So bring in this, I want to be able to put my belly band on. So I'm slightly curving in, so I'm slightly bending it to make it fit. And you see that it just goes in there, which gives it a lovely look, so that you think that that carries on all the way through, look, and it doesn't. Don't think it does it? Oh, it does. Yeah, it does. What am I thinking of? It's that makes it look as though that carries on, and it doesn't because you've got that in there. So I'm putting that there, and then this is going to go on top, and we're going to build something. Now, I've love the lemon lolly, and so I've got the lemon lolly ink pad with me, and I thought I've got my lemon lolly dauber out, and it looks though I didn't. So got my lemon lolly dauber. Just check it is my lemon lolly. I tend to stick little bits of paper in mine, so that I do. So I thought I'd pull in some of the lemon on the front. So I'm just going to go round the outside now. So it's not going to be plain and boring. I'm going to give it a thick border, not a thin. I'm not scrimping on my border. I'm giving a good border. All the way around. And give it nice. There, thick chunky border I want. Okay, so that's going to go on there. So put those out of the way. And now I just think I've stuck my fingers in it. So I'll just clean those up a little minute. And then again, ahead of time, I've done. Now I was telling you about how pretty it looks if you just cut it out. So this is the hand penned die. And you can see on the back how it cuts it out. And you can just do it as a lacy effect, but I have put the petals back in, but I've put them in at a different colour. So I've used lemon lolly and this is garden green, and so I've just stuck one on and I've stuck those two over and filled in that one as well and stuck those over there as well. And I've got some more of my leaves, so I did plenty of these. Now what I did with these is I let me see if I've got a little bit of paper to just show you what I've done. So it's a beautiful stamp set, this Layering Leaves. So where is the one I used? There we go. So just got this, and let's just move. No, I won't play. I thought about playing and stamping some on there, and or shall I? Let's go for it. Right. So what I did is I'm going to show you what I did, only I'm going to do it on my actual thing. So I just stamped, and I'm just going to, because some of this will be covered up, so I'm just going to do that. So I just did the first, I want that to come off there a bit now. Let me get a bit of paper underneath that, because I'm just going to dirty me board, and if I dirty my board, then there, we'll do that. Okay, so that's the garden green. I did that like that, and I'm just going to get another ink block out because I'm just going to get in a mess if I don't. So it has this lovely filling that you do, and so what I did was inked it up. First generation. Oh, that's some good if I do it on top of there. So ink it again. If you ever do that, you need to go back to inking it again. Ink it up, do another one, and then this is the third generation. And so I did some leaves with and just line it up. There we go. So that fills in, that beautiful. So I did some of my leaves that were second generation, and then I chose to do some that were third generation. So these are third generation that I'm just doing on this. Okay, one more. So 1, 2, and then twist it round, and there go. So that's so far, and it's got all these lovely ones in here, and I didn't realise there were that big leaf in there till I was doing it the other day. But it's got some lovely sentiments. So happy to celebrate you, best wishes, sending hug, thinking of you, thank you so much, for you, and hello. And then it's got these splattering effects on it, and it's really a lovely set. I bought the punch straight away, and I'm, as I say, absolutely thrilled that they brought a stamp set out to go with it. And as I say, it's Rachel Tessamans $1 million stamp set. Okay, so we'll bring in this, and let's have a look what I've got. I decided to do You're So Special because this is not an anniversary one, this gift card. Can't tell you because the people might watch it who it's for, you never know. But it's a little something, remember, and then there's going to be a gift card. It won't be a Toby's. It won't be. I can't tell you what it is because that might give it away. But it's going to have a gift card in it. And so I thought a little something. And then I thought the sentiment, You Are So Special, is going to go on it. Now I thought this one, I'm going to fussy cut. So I thought I'd do it with you. You just turn your card, keep your scissors still, and you can just wiggle that about to make it look a bit so something's happening there, and then come out and just turn it around. So I'm just turning it around, and you can go all the way down into that bit, come up. It doesn't have to be precise. This is more or less flat across there, so I'm just going to do that, and then rounding, going down into it, and then off there. Then just cut that bit off. So that'll give just a little bit of something. So You're So Special. So that's going to go on it as well. And gonna let some of those kind of leaves show and have my other leaves. Not decided. I might just sit it at the bottom. That might go off the top. So I'm going to add some more flowers to this. So this is still in clearance. You can still get this punch. And I've just cut out Lemon Lolly, and I just used, you might not be able to get something with that will do this flower anymore. I'm not sure, I can't remember if it's in the catalogue, but you can use anything. So I could have inked up part of my leaf and just stamped with the Lemon Lolly like that, because I actually did not use a particular stamp for this. I just got something that would just do the little bits here. That's all I did. And I'm going to pop that with a bit of glue. I'm going to stick it on there. Hold that a minute. So it just gives it a little bit of a lift. I'm just looking if I've got any more flowers to pop on. This one here, I've cut out this one, and I'm going to pop that on top of there again, just to give it a bit of something. Just have a see which way. I think I'll have it like that. Okay, and let's have a look. I've got these, the beaded pearls they were called, so these are just something old, and I'm just going to stick these on to the flowers. with a massive glue dot. So I've got some massive glue dots that I'm gonna pick up, and I'm gonna bend in the glue dot to fit my pearls and just pop that in there. I'm only going to use one of them because I'm going to use some little pearls then to fill in. Because I think, let's just have a look whether that will overpower it. Oh, maybe I could get away with that. So let's do one there then. So yeah, let's just get those in there and just there. We'll pop that there. I think it'll be too overpowering on that one. Actually, I think I'm going to go for it because I'll have put 3 on then. It's always best to do them in 3, so let's go for that. And just all sticking it up and see. There, that'll be fine. Yeah, and then just see where I want to position it, and I'm going to put dimensionals on this. Now, where are my other scissors? Right, I don't like to cut with my best Stampin' Up scissors, so I've got some old scissors that I cut these up with. So remember, you can use all of your stamping dimensionals. So I'm just going to go around and just chop some of these up because I don't know how many I want, but I've got plenty now. So I'm going to lift that up and pop some on there. Pop it on there. That might be enough. We'll have a look. That's it. That's got some there. Right. See where I kind of want position there. And then I'm going to tuck some of these in now. That's not tucking in where I want it to tuck in, so I'm going to see if I chop the bottom off whether it will take a bit more off. See, take a bit more off, just keep taking it to where, yes, there, that's where I want it. So I'm going to just stick a bit of glue on the back of there. Oops, not on the board. Get rid of that. That's it. Just pop that in there. And then have a look what we've got as well. And I've got some of those little, these are the little flowers. So I've done those little flowers there. I'm going to put those on. Just stick. Some of that there. And see if I've got plenty of those so I can stick some more on coming out. And I'll see, now where's that I cut off? So I can stick something coming out there. So I'm just going to put a bit on there and let that be pairing with that one down there. And then put a bit darker one that can come in there. So just going to put it on the bottom bit off there. Right, now can you see, just going to lift it up, this is second I've lost my words now, come on, come back. This is second generation and this is third generation, so see how you can play. And then of course your darker one is the what it would be if you just did it straight away. Now let's have a look. I think I'm going to stick that up there, so I'm going to get some dimensionals going on that and see whereabouts. Yeah, I'm going to do that at an angle there like that, and then I'm going to see if I can stick some more, if I've got any more, or have I run out? Oh, I've run out. That's a shame. So I used it for something else, so that will be fine. Oh, apart from my cord stick. Yeah, I think I'll stick that in there. So I'll just stick that underneath there to come out. Yeah. So nice. They're so pretty. I think this leaf, I just love these leaves. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. And I haven't played with the other leaves yet. Where is it again? So I've only played with that leaf, and of course this will infill this one. You don't need to infill that one because it's already there, but I've already been thinking this to make your own DSP, and you've got those as well. This would be a stunning set to make your own DSP. Right, so this now is going to sit on the top of there like that, and so I'm going to go down the middle with putting my dimensionals. I've been so poorly again, and it fogs your brain. Anybody who's had the COVID and the brain fog, it's just ridiculous, isn't it? It just knocks you for six, I'm afraid. And you think you're getting over it, and then it just knocks you back again, I'm afraid. So I'm just sticking some down the middle. Oh, there's one. Okay, just down the middle, and then peel the backs off. Yeah, they're all there, and then just going to make sure that they stay within the boundary. Put that in the middle, pass it down, just take it off, make sure none of those are showing, which they're not. And so you've got this lovely band, opens up, and then you've got a lovely gift card. So I thought it was a nice way of doing a gift card, and you could, which I did in my case, the recipients that had the last one, and the last one I can now put, because I've given it to the recipients, I can now put the last one on my Facebook page, so you'll be able to see the two. I'll put this one on as well. Obviously this will now, when I take the photographs, will show at the beginning of the video, so you'll have already seen this. I'm loving that feature that I can take anything picture, and then I can just upload it before it goes public. Obviously I'm live now, so if you'd seen it, you would see the old picture that I've done, but then I can just upload this picture and you see this one at the front of the video. So I'm loving that. Hope you like that. Please do give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to me if you don't. That just helps me well, it motivates me really. The more subscribers I get, the more I want to put up there. So I hope you really like that. Thank you very much for watching. Do appreciate that you stopped by to watch me. Hope you'll be inspired by that. So God bless. Take care. Bye for now.